Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to be talking to you, Rick. I know it's out of your season, but how are you doing these days?
Good.
Good.
Lots of plans for the season.
That's great. Yes. What are some of your plans coming up for the Christmas season? I know it's going to be a busy time.
Yeah, we've got a couple new figures that we're putting together for the Carlisle Comic Con in Pennsylvania. We're going to have a Nestor figure and a figure of the Hunchback from Mad Monster Party.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. And Lowe's is going to have some new animatronic figures that I'm going to be able to talk about soon that go with the giant Bumble that I have in my living room. When I saw it in the store, I knew I had to have it because it looks so incredible in person.
Yeah.
Their three new figures look incredible too.
Oh,
So
great.
it's going to be a good Christmas season
Well, that's
for
great,
Rankin
Rick.
Bass
Yeah.
Rudolph fans.
Yes, and I understand that Hallmark would probably be around this time releasing some of their Christmas ornaments.
They have a heat miser that I believe lights up.
Oh,
It's
great.
sort of a reissue. It looks like the same sculpt that came out several years ago, but I missed that particular one, so I've got to pick it up this year. And then they
Okay.
always do a Frosty Hallmark ornament too. They
Hey.
stopped doing Rudolph at
Oh,
Hallmark.
I
Yeah,
see.
I guess they got tired of them
Well, that's too
because
bad.
there wasn't that much variation in them either. So
Well, that's
they
true.
got kind of stale.
There's only so much they can do, too, I guess.
Right.
So, this is our first Christmas in July that we've ever done. I understand that back in 1979, the Rankin Bass collection or company did a Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
Right. And it was a feature film for the show.
Okay.
And the idea was that they would put it out in the summertime and in July and would do well, but it didn't. It actually bombed in the theater. And it's odd too because back then I was kind of in tune with movies and what were coming out at the theater. And I don't even remember seeing an advertisement for it in the newspapers. It must have only been advertised for a short time, like maybe a week.
Okay.
And but Arthur Rankin said it didn't do well. And then what they did was they recut it to a 90-minute special for ABC and put it on at night. More than likely, it was a Friday, and it did pretty well. So the weird thing about it is I looked it up today, in fact,
Mm-hmm.
and it was distributed by Avco Embassy, which was Joseph E. Levine's company. Rankin Bass signed a three-picture deal with Joseph E. Levine in 1965, right after the first airing of Rudolph. And they did three movies with him. They did The Wacky World of Mother Goose, The Daydreamer, and Mad Monster Party. And then they didn't do anything with him again until 1979. So for some reason, Joseph E. Levine thought more than likely that Rudolph and Frosty were going to be a safe bet, and he might have even decided that we'll put it out in the summer, and it just didn't do well. So unfortunately, all four of those films did not live up to the expectation that Joseph E. Levine had for them. The best one of the four was Mad Monster Party.
Yes, it
And
was. Yes, the
even
Halloween
though,
one.
yeah,
Yes.
even though that was snuck out in kiddie matinees
Mm-hmm.
in theaters, it still is a very popular movie with fans because now that we have Blu-rays and DVDs and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
everyone can watch it whenever they want. And the best Rankin Bass Blu-ray to date is the Mad Monster Party Blu-ray that
Oh, nice.
Umbrella Entertainment in Australia put out. And I was a big part of that, and I got to do the commentary and host
Oh,
it,
great.
and we added a whole bunch of extras to that.
That's great.
The way a Blu-ray should be done.
Exactly. I know when you and I have been talking off phone that we've often said about the different ways that these are remembered by by the DVD companies and the Blu-ray companies that there's always friction and that sort of thing. So it's good to hear that the Mad Monster Party fell together right.
Yeah, it's the best one so far.
That's great.
And the Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, as far as I know, hasn't had a proper Blu-ray transfer.
Okay.
It's out now on Blu-ray, but they didn't do a good job on any of the transfers of the Christmas material for Blu-ray, unfortunately. Now that film, it's not one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I think the story is convoluted too much.
Yes, true.
It should have focused more on Rudolph and Frosty rather than a whole host of
new characters.
And I know you were asking about the star, Ethel Merman.
Yes.
And how did she get involved? And I think the reason that she was involved was Jules Bass had always wanted to do a Broadway musical.
Oh, okay.
And they actually did do an off-Broadway musical called The Month of Sundays. I have the audio recordings from the premiere of the play, but it didn't last very long. The only person that was in it that was somewhat famous was Alan Swift. He originally told me about A Month of Sundays.
Okay.
And he thought it was a pretty good play. And Alan Swift was the voice actor who did Simon Bar Sinister in the Underdog show.
Oh, okay,
And he was the voice of Ho-Ho's from the Hostess Ho-Ho commercials. He was a variety of voices over the years.
Familiar.
He did all the monsters. Yeah, he did all the monsters in Mad Monster Party.
I see, yes.
And he was a famous voice actor, but he was also a Broadway actor, and he did a lot of work on the stage. So he told me about this play. It was written by Romeo Muller, who was the great Rankin Bass writer, and it didn't do well, and Maury Laws told me that Jules Bass was never the same after that.
So it kind of killed his inspiration.
He was so disappointed that his Broadway musical didn't work out. So when they did their films and their television specials, he was the one who would hire someone that was off of the Broadway stage, like Ethel Merman, because, that was his love.
Exactly.
And the funny thing is, and I thought about this today, that only, 3 years later, after they did Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, they did The Last Unicorn, which had a whole bunch of famous people in there.
Yes, including Angela Lansbury.
You're right, and it was a more of a musical production because they got Jimmy Webb to write the songs, and they got America to perform the songs, and Jules Bass had a big hand in that.
I see.
And that film was much more popular as far as profits, and Siskel and Ebert both gave it a thumbs up, I remember. So, as I mentioned, Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July came and went very quickly in 79.
Exactly, that's true.
So it didn't make much of a dent, featured films for Rankin Bass.
It's interesting that you say that, Rick, because I grew up with all these with my mom, and she grew up in the original airing of them, and she said, I never knew of this July one before we watched it on the weekend together.
Right.
That's just a prime example of how it was swept under or whatever. Yes.
Yeah, and it wasn't aired all that much on television either.
Exactly. Yes.
They didn't show it very often. And in fact, when I was working on my first book, The Enchanted World of Rankin Bass in the 90s,
yes,
when I found this on VHS, I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't heard of it before. So I was really interested in it. Yeah, but it didn't it didn't quite have the charm of a lot of their earlier things, like
Well, this
Rudolph
is
and
it.
Santa Claus
Yes.
is Coming to Town.
It didn't have the animagic, as you always called it, Rick. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It looks good. It has the good animagic to it, but
Yes.
the story is a little convoluted, and
A little
the
different.
best thing for me out of the story is that reindeer Scratcher, who was voiced by Alan Sues
Okay.
from Laugh-In. He did a good job at doing a degenerate reindeer
Very true. Yes. And a
Scratcher who
villain.
was
Yes.
trying to do some things to Rudolph, and he didn't like that he was a goody-goody.
Exactly. That's right.
Christmas in July seems early for a holly holiday. In this world of hurly-burly, we need it every day. Remember, you should have the Christmas spirit only for the whole year through. Every day is just like Christmas as long as I'm with you.
What is your thought on the impact that the Rankin Bass have had over the years? They, to me, seem more popular than some of the other stuff that's around nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Well, they put a lot of heart and warmth and quality into their stuff that
Yes.
is not seen in today's entertainment. You know, whenever they come out with a new Christmas special or Christmas show or whatever you want to call it, even feature films, they don't have the quality and the charm to them that the Rankin Bass specials did. And the Rankin Bass shows have become so popular now because people want to go back and to a simpler time, and their specials are as part of the holidays as getting a Christmas tree.
That's true. Very true, Rick.
They're that important, and they really put you into the mood of the holiday.
Yes, yes.
You know, a lot of people now with cell phones, being on the internet and so on and so forth, you get a little bit depressed seeing.
Well, this is it. True.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the news of everything, it gets you depressed. So you need something to bring you out of that depression. And,
exactly.
And Rankin Bass is a good way to do it. And then now I've written 7 books on Rankin Bass, and the newest is on The Year Without a Santa Claus and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And,
very nice.
I mean, talk about 2 specials that were almost perfect, and they both came out the same year, 1974.
Okay.
So this will be their 51st anniversary this year.
Yes.
And the music in them is just very memorable, and you know, the Heat Miser and Snow Miser are 2 of the most popular characters of all time.
They almost have a cult following, if I may say, yes.
Yeah, and when I put the mask up, I have these big mask heads of the Heat Miser and Snow Miser at my appearances. Everybody gravitates towards them.
Exactly.
And like I was at the Wheaton all-night flea market last year, and Mindy Cohn, she was from the Facts of Life.
Yes.
And she came over and she was like, "Can I buy these from you?" And I said, No, they're just display. You know, they did sell them, and you might be able to find them on eBay, but they're out of stock now. But I mean, everybody loves those characters, and they want something to represent them in their collection. And I mean, they're just
They're beloved.
so popular.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, in some ways,
So
they're even more popular than, I hate to say it, but Rudolph and Frosty themselves in some cases.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would say so,
Yes.
because everybody knows the song and they
Exactly.
start singing them. When they
Yeah.
come up to my table, they're always singing the songs. And
Amazing.
can I take a picture of them? They ask.
Yes.
You know,
For sure. For sure.
so it's kind of funny. I was just going to say this time of year, even though it's the summer and it's
Mhm.
Christmas in July, since it's past the middle of the year, my focus is on the holiday seasons now,
For sure.
you know,
Yes.
because I know I have a lot of things coming up and things I have to do. I just finished an article on the Year Without a Santa Claus for Retro Fan magazine.
Yes,
That'll
that's
be
great.
out in December.
Good.
It has an Adam West Batman cover. So Retro Fan is a great magazine.
That's the same
it's a
as
slick-
Remind?
No, it's different.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a slick, very colorful, well laid out magazine with a whole bunch of really neat articles in them.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yes.
So I think this is probably my 7th article I've written for them. Every issue that I've been in has been phenomenal. The only non-Rankin Bass article I wrote was on my friend George Maharis, who passed away a couple of years ago. He was the star, one of the stars of Route 66.
Okay.
Which I love that TV series. So that was fun writing that article. But primarily I've been writing Rankin Bass articles, and usually they come out in the December issue.
Yes, of course. With the Christmas
But it's a
season.
phenomenal magazine.
Now, the other thing is, how can our listeners go about purchasing your books, Rick?
Well, I have an Etsy store, an Etsy shop, and then I also have them on eBay. Now, eBay is better for if you're in Canada.
Yes, it is.
Because you can purchase it through their international shipping
Exactly.
program.
That's how I got your copy.
And
Yeah.
I usually send it to a eBay place in Illinois, and then they ship it to Canada.
I see.
So it's a more secure shipping method.
Exactly.
And other than that, I sell on Amazon too.
Oh, do you?
I have the books on Amazon in the marketplace.
Yes, okay.
But I'm not sure if they do international shipping there, though.
Where could we find you on eBay, for instance?
It's under my seller name is Miser Bros, just like my publishing company and the Heat Miser and Snow Miser.
So I have 2 more questions, but in promoting the Christmas specials for Rudolph and Frosty and that for the last 30, almost 40 years, what has been the biggest change?
Well, you mean in
the audience?
The way that specials are done?
Or remembered, or are they as popular, I guess would be my question.
They're getting more popular.
Are they? Good.
Now, because I get a lot of inquiries from companies that want to license the show, you know, and that says to me that they're getting more popular.
Exactly.
You know, Funko does Pops.
Yes.
You've probably seen those.
Yes, I have.
And I'm not all that wild about them. I don't have many in my collection, but they're expanding to do all the Rankin Bass characters in that genre. And I know that the animatronic characters that were made by Techie Toys for Lowe's did well. I know those are doing well, and those are very expensive.
Yes,
you know,
they
you're
are.
talking $500.
Exactly.
You know, so
but they're
very
very well
cheap.
put together.
Yeah. So the demand is there. You know, and I consistently sell my books, especially in the 4th quarter of the year. I'm so busy, it's hard to keep up with it.
I hear you.
So,
to
answer your question, it's just getting bigger. And like I said before, with,
The way the
cell
world
phones
is, they
and
want that.
the way the world
Exactly.
is, and so many depressing things are going on that people tend to want to go to a simpler time, reflect back on the things they grew up with, or the things that are most wholesome. Rankin Bass fits in with that to a T.
That's right. Yeah.
It's all good quality stuff. There are some people that tell me they watch the shows every day.
Oh,
now,
is that
I
right?
couldn't do that.
Well, I watch them
Yeah,
year
but
round, but not every day. No.
Yeah, like for me, I save them until the holidays. Like I'll watch Mad Monster Party on Halloween, and I'll watch Jack Frost on Groundhog Day, and
Peter
so on and so
Cottontail
forth.
Exactly.
Right, on Easter.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep it kind of seasonal, but there are people that say, my son watches Rudolph every day.
Amazing.
Or my daughter watches Frosty every day. And I'm thinking, well, maybe there's something to that.
Exactly.
It keeps them happy.
Well, with that, Rick, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and as I say, I would love to get you back on for the Christmas season if you'll have.
Sounds good, and Merry Christmas in July.
Exactly. So you take care, and we'll be talking to you, Rick. God bless you. Care now.
Okay, you take care now. Bye-bye.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below. Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much.
He's Mr. White Christmas. He's Mr. Snow. He's Mr. Icicle. He's Mr. 10 Below.
Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch.
He's too much.
I never wanna know a day that's over 40 degrees. I'd rather have a 30, 20, 10, 5, and then free.
He's Mr. White Christmas. He's Mr. Snow.
That's right.
He's Mr. Icicle. He's Mr. 10 Below.
Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. Too much.
Too much.
I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. Heat Blister. I'm Mr. 101. They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch. I'm too much.
He's Mr. Green Christmas. He's Mr. Sun. He's Mr. Heat Blister. He's Mr. 101.
They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch.
He's too much.
Thank you. I never want to know a day that's under 60 degrees. I'd rather have it 80, 90, 100 degrees. Oh, some like it hot, but I like it really hot.
He's Mr. Green Christmas. He's Mr. Sun.
Sing it!
He's Mr. Heat Blister. He's Mr. 101.
They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch. I'm too much.
Too much.